Hi guys, if you want to check out the Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 9 soundbar with the SA/SW3 wireless subwoofer and SA/RS8 wireless rear speakers, the link is provided in the description. Now, this is not just a soundbar that sits underneath your TV and makes things louder. This is Sony going after the full home theater experience, with a setup designed to make your living room feel much more like an actual cinema. At the center is the BRAVIA Theater Bar 9, and Sony packs a lot into this relatively clean-looking bar. You get a 13-speaker configuration, along with technologies designed to create a wider and more immersive soundstage. The goal is pretty simple: instead of hearing everything directly from one box, you want sound to feel like it's coming from around you. And that's where the wireless rear speakers come in. The SA/RS8 rear speakers are designed to sit behind your seating position and add that surround effect that a traditional soundbar simply can't reproduce on its own. When you're watching a movie with objects moving across the screen, background effects happening behind you, or a soundtrack filling the room, those rear channels can make a huge difference. Then you've got the SA/SW3 wireless subwoofer. This is the part responsible for the low end, and that's important because explosions, action sequences, music, and cinematic soundtracks just don't feel the same without deep bass. The wireless design also means you don't have to run a traditional speaker cable between the soundbar and subwoofer. Sony also brings its 360 spatial sound mapping technology into the system. The idea here is to create virtual speakers around the room and expand the perceived sound field beyond the physical locations of the speakers. And honestly, that's one of the most interesting parts of this setup. You're getting a system that is trying to make the entire room part of the audio experience rather than simply putting a speaker in front of the television. For movies and TV shows, that means dialogue, effects, music, and atmosphere can feel more separated and spacious. And because the system is built around a dedicated soundbar, subwoofer, and rear speakers, you're getting a much more complete setup than you would from a standalone soundbar. The design is also very Sony, modern, minimal, and relatively easy to integrate into a living room without turning the space into a wall of speakers. Of course, a system like this makes the most sense if you're serious about home theater. If you just want basic TV audio, this is probably more than you need. But if you're looking for immersive surround sound without building a traditional receiver and speaker system from scratch, this combination is definitely worth looking at. You get the BRAVIA Theater Bar 9 up front, the SA/SW3 handling the bass, and the SA/RS8 speakers bringing the sound around you. Put it all together, and Sony is essentially giving you a complete cinematic audio system designed for modern living rooms. If you want to check out the Sony BRAVIA Theater Bar 9 complete home theater system, the link is in the description. And if you're serious about upgrading your movie watching experience, this is definitely a setup worth having on your radar.